Hey girl, hey! Tanny here. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to go over how to get this spring glam makeup look. Before we get started, I just need you to take a second to hit that subscribe button right down there. Yes, that one. Now let's get right into it. Prepped, primed, eyebrows did, ready to go. We're going to go right in with Urban Decay Primer Potion. Using a flat brush, we dab, dab, dab all over our lids. And to buff that out, we're going to take this Morphe buffing brush and whip that right into shape. As you can see, there is a difference, and this makes for a very smooth eyeshadow application. Yes, honey, yes. Next, we're going to go into our Morphe 35W palette and dip into this burnt orange color. And we're going to use this as our transition color. Whip it outward toward our outer corner, right above our crease. Looking good, honey. Next, we're going to go into our Modern Renaissance palette and dip into the color Real Gar. And it's going to help bring out that transition color a little more. So we're going to start in the center like we did with the first color and whip, 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 whip outward until we get a nice blend. We're going to go back into our Modern Renaissance palette and dip into the color Cypress Umber, a very pretty brown. Using another tapered eyeshadow brush by Morphe, but this brush is a little bit more dense, so it helps to really bring out this color. We're going to work this from our outer corner and into our crease. Next, we're going to go back into our Morphe 35W palette and go for this shimmery brown color and just dab right over the Cypress Umber that we just laid down there. Next, we're going to go back into our handy dandy Morphe 35W palette and go for this cream shade. Yummy. So we're going to take the brush that came with the Modern Renaissance palette and use the shorter end to dab into this cream color and apply this from the center of our lid into our inner corner. Eventually, we're going to drag the excess of that cream shade from the middle of our lid into our outer corner. Next, we're going to take our MAC Essential Oil Stick along with a flat brush and apply this to our lid as our base for our pigments. Yes, fun. For this look, we're going to use the MAC pigment in the color Melon, and in order to make this really pop, we're going to take some of the charged water, spray our flat brush, and dip into this pigment and dab it on our lid. Being careful not to swipe and dab, at least when we're applying our base coat. Eventually, you'll be able to move the product around without many flaws. So we're going to deepen the outer corners of our shadow by taking our fluffy end of the Modern Renaissance brush and dipping into the palette, grabbing the color Antique Bronze. And we're just going to buff that right into our crease. Next, we're going to take another fluffy Morphe eyeshadow brush and blend the transition color into the deeper color. Next, we're going to go back to our tapered Morphe eyeshadow brush and dip that into the Antique Bronze color, dragging a very buffed faint line going toward our brow bone. We're also going to take this color and blend it in with our transition color. Next, we're going to take our Laura Geller Baked Gelato eyeshadow in the color Caramel, and using our Full Spectrum brush by Urban Decay, we are going to dab this into our inner corners to brighten this look. We're also going to blend this from our inner corner into our crease and pop this under our brow bone. Now it's time to take our Maybelline Matte Pore-less Foundation in the color Classic Tan and our Real Technique sponge, dabbing about a quarter size of an amount all over our face. I really like this foundation because not only is it really poreless, but it is so buildable. I mean, if you're anything like me, you're going to put an extra coat on top just to really round out this look. Next, we're going to take our MAC Studio Finish Concealer in the color NC45 and apply this under the eyes. We're going to go back in with our Real Technique sponge. Next, we'll take the color Cream from our ABH Cream Contour Palette and apply this under our eyes using a flat foundation brush. You're also going to want to apply this down the sides of your nose, under your chin, and in the middle of your forehead. Our highlight is going to be nice and poppin', even though it's looking a little scary right now, just saying. And you guessed it, gonna blend that out with our Real Technique sponge. Next, we're going to set under the eyes using the Morphe fluffy brush, dipping it into this midnight banana powder. You guys, when I tell you that this is like magic powder, it literally camouflages my under eye bags and hollowness. I mean, come on, look at the difference. Of course, we gotta hit this other eye. Zip, girl. Now we're going to take the color Light Sweet from our All the Right Angles palette by MAC and contour this face. We're going to apply this right underneath our cheekbone, starting toward our ear and bringing it closer to the middle of our face. Of course, we got to hit under this jawline so that we can chisel this chin. Now, y'all know we cannot forget to lay the smack down on this 5-head, honey child. Next, we're going to set this contour with our BH Cosmetics blush palette using the warm brown color and applying this with our Morphe blush brush. Now we're going to take our Laura Mercier translucent setting powder and take our damp blending sponge and dip that into the top with the powder and line underneath our contour just to, snatch it up a little bit. We're also going to hit that 4-head with the powder, since it gets a little greasy up there. Since we're using a powdered highlight, we're going to set these cheekbones as well. If you're feeling like a pimp player, go on, dust this powder off. Okay, that was so corny. Anyway, you're going to take your big, fluffy Morphe powder brush and dust all of this powder off until you can't dust no more. Go ahead and take that same powder and apply that to your smile lines because unfortunately it is not cute to look like you smile a lot, especially when you're not smiling. Ooh, there you go, looking cray again. Now you know what to do. Dust that powder off. I promise I won't bring the song into it this time, even though it's pretty tempting. Let's get into this nose contour, shall we? Okay, so what we're going to do next is go back into our MAC All the Right Angles palette using the color Light Sweep, taking our Morphe smudger brush, drawing 2 L shapes opposite one another down our nose. We're going to try and get these lines as close together as possible so that we can narrow out our nose a bit. So once we do that, we're going to draw a line connecting the two just underneath the bridge of your nose. Next, we're going to take our fluffy Morphe brush and just buff that out a bit. Go ahead and grab that ABH Cream Contour Kit and take the color Cream down the bridge of your nose with a flat brush. And then pat a little bit on the tip of your nose for a button nose effect. Now we're going to draw 2 lines on the sides of the tip of the nose and a line underneath connecting the two, making a U shape. Now let's apply that same powder under the tip of our nose and alongside the inner corners of our nostrils. Looking crazy! Next, we're going to blend that out with our Real Technique sponge, of course. Open that Modern Renaissance palette again and go into that Cypress Umber color using your smudger brush. You guessed it, apply that right underneath your lash line. We're going to go right back into that same palette and with the same brush, take the color Real Gar and apply that right over the Cypress Umber shade. Next, we're going to smudge those 2 colors out up toward our brow bone. We're going to go back in with this Laura Geller Big Gelato Caramel eyeshadow shade and dab that right into our inner corners. Next, we're going to take this Tarteist mascara and apply this to our lashes on the top and the bottom. Okay, ow! I swear this happens to me like at least once a week. Okay, I'm feeling much better now. Ooh, wait, my lips are so crusty. Anyway, on to lashes. So we're gonna use these Wispies from Ricky's. With our duo glue, we're gonna apply this to our lashes and let it dry for a little bit. I like it to get a little tacky, so when I apply it, it's a little easier and it doesn't slide all over the place. I feel like no matter how great you are at this, there's always a chance that something really inconvenient may happen when it comes to your lashes and your eyebrows. I mean, oh, come on, see? Okay, now we're back in the game. So next we're going to apply this Marc Jacobs eyeliner to our waterline. Now it's time for highlights. So we're going to use our Laura Geller Gilded Honey highlighter and apply this to our cheekbones like so. Ooh, girl, kill 'em. I mean, come on, this highlighter is so beaming, like, I can't even take it. Now, of course, we're going to hit that other cheekbone. We're going to go down the bridge of the nose and the forehead. Bring some life back up in there. I felt like I went a little overboard on the nose, so I'm going to tone that down a little bit by using my, you guessed it, Real Technique sponge, bouncing it on my nose until I get the desired look. We're going to take our MAC blush in the color, I have no idea because this blush is so old that the back of it is faded and the top broke off. Yeah. Anywho, we're still going to use it because it is so pretty, and we're just going to pop that right on the apples of our cheeks like so and blend it in. Now we're going to take our baby lips and moisten these lips, and following that with our MAC Magenta lip liner. Next, we're going to take our Motives liquid matte lipstick in the color Dragonfruit and apply that to our lips. Yes, ooh, so pretty. Now we're going to set our face with our NYX Dewy Setting Spray. Woo, that was cold. And because I'm extra, I like to top that off with Charged Water from MAC. And of course, fan it off like there's no tomorrow. And whoa, that made me a little dizzy. Now let that hair down, girl. Now it's time to hit you with that slow-mo and that music. And this completes our makeup look. Now remember, if you want to see more tutorials, please don't forget to comment and subscribe below. I'm just going to wait for you to do that real quick. Still waiting. Thank you guys so much for stopping through to my channel, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Peace and love. Bye-bye.